A student tries to escape an ancient death curse while all her relatives die in a series of silly and absurd coincidences. The action of the film begins in 1968. A guy named Paul is driving his girlfriend Iris through the suburbs along the railway. Iris has her eyes covered because Paul is planning a surprise. He is taking her to the Skyview restaurant, which is opening today. The restaurant's feature is that it is located at the top of a tall tower, offering a picturesque view of the city. Despite the date, Iris is overcome by gloomy thoughts. She notices a boy taking coins out of the fountain, thrown by other visitors. The girl barely manages to smile for a memorable photo, after which they head to the elevator. Although it is full, the elevator operator invites them into the cabin. The anxiety is heightened by the fact that the door doesn't close on the first try, and the sign on the wall warns not to carry more than 8 people at a time. The nervousness isn't eased even by the magnificent views that opens up during the ascent. Another annoying kid stomps his feet on the glass floor, begging for a coming smack. Once upstairs, the couple finds out that Paul's reservation was cancelled. The person he arranged it with was fired. Feeling upset, they make their way to the bar, pretending to be guests too. From the view through the spacious windows, Iris starts to feel nauseous. Additionally, the dance floor is also glass to evoke a sense of superiority over the pitiful people and uncontrollable bouts of acrophobia. Making her way to the restroom through the dancers, the girl doesn't notice how a pendant knocked off the chandelier by a champagne cork, falling with a sharp end, creates a crack in the glass floor. Later, Paul invites Iris to the observation deck above the restaurant to propose. Instead of just saying yes, the girl confesses that she is pregnant. Putting the ring on her finger, the couple returns to the restaurant to celebrate the joyful event. As she leaves, Iris notices an annoyingly brazen boy tossing a coin down from the platform. With the skill of an aerial ace, the coin spins and flies into the ventilation system, jamming a fan blade. A few minutes later, it shoots out and punctures a gas pipe, releasing a flammable mixture into the hole. On the dance floor, the stomping of dancing youth creates a resonance that loosens the support beams and enlarges the cracks in the floor. Soon the glass gives way and dozens of dancers fall down right in front of Iris, who stepped back at the last moment. Her fiancé Paul is hanging over the abyss, clinging to shards of glass. But it doesn't last long. Soon he too meets gravity. The incident causes panic, during which guests push the cook, setting one of the women on fire. She safely runs to the ventilation where gas is seeping out. These two factors lead to an all-encompassing burst of flames, engulfing half of the restaurant. Watching the events, the elevator operator suggests the survivors use the stairs. The crowd rushes to the emergency exit, pushing each other. Unable to withstand the influx of visitors, the staircase collapses under their weight. Only the nasty kid managed to reach the safe landing. The last chance to descend safely is the elevator, but there is too little space in it. The impatient old man is caught by the doors, after which the cable snaps and the cabin falls down with everyone who managed to get inside. After this, the remains of the restaurant tilt to the side, and the visitors, according to the laws of physics, slide down directly onto the intact windows. Everyone, except Iris, who managed to stay at the base. By a twist of fate, the notorious coin, thrown by the explosion onto the chandelier, falls onto the piano, causing it to tilt. The instrument rolls down, playing a sad crescendo. It breaks through the glass along with the people. With a final chord, the piano falls below onto the annoying kid, responsible for many troubles. Iris notices that besides her, another person survived.
In the liquid, an explosion is coming.
In the morning, worried that her brother's phone isn't answering, Stephanie, along with Charlie, goes to his house. On the way, they almost hit Eric himself. He survives the fire thanks to a leather jacket. He mocks his cousin's concerns, approaching the garbage truck just to spite her. At this time, Julia goes for a run and, while the relatives argue, gets hit in the head with a ball and falls into a trash bin, which the garbage truck loads into the back. Noticing this, the others try to save her. Charlie and Eric chase the truck to get the driver's attention, while Stephanie climbs into the back to pull out her sister. However, it's all in vain. The activated press crushes not only the garbage but also the unlucky runner. After this incident, the relatives pay more attention to Stephanie's warnings. It turns out that Eric's aunt had an affair, so he doesn't have Iris's blood and therefore death doesn't threaten him. So Bobby will be next. To save their brother, the family goes to the hospital where JB works, an old friend of Iris whom she once told Darlene about. JB works as a pathologist and his full name is William Bloodworth. He was a boy when Iris saved him. Their friendship lasted for many years, during which they learned that there are two ways to cheat death: kill another person and take their allotted time, or experience clinical death followed by resuscitation. Then the count resets. While the others decide what to do, Eric suggests to his brother the option of clinical death and resuscitation. Since they are in a hospital, they quietly leave to carry out their plan. Eric suggests inducing anaphylactic shock with a peanut candy, after which he will take Bobby to the emergency room in a wheelchair. For this, they buy a candy from a vending machine. When it gets stuck, Eric tells Bobby to tilt it, almost dropping it. After finishing the preparations, they go to the MRI room, not noticing how they accidentally start the machine. Handing the auto-injector with the antihistamine to his brother, Bobby eats the candy. When the shock occurs, Eric waits for his death, but at that moment, the giant MRI magnet turns on, gradually pulling the piercing out of his body. Then the machine magnetizes the wheelchair, along with Eric standing in its path. It breaks him in half, piercing him with the chair's tubes. Gasping, Bobby crawls to the auto-injector clutched in his deceased brother's hand. After injecting the medicine, he gets to his feet, but then a nurse opens the door. A spring from a vending machine flies through the doorway, screwing into the guy's skull. Finding their dead relatives, the survivors realize that now it's Darlene's turn. To avoid a painful death, they decide to hide in Grandma Iris's cabin. She has lived there safely for decades. However, they still need to get there without crashing, so Stephanie takes the wheel of her mother's motorhome. Soon, the trio of survivors reaches the cabin. Since the gate is locked, Stephanie rams it. Accelerating, she stops the car near the pond. Some small item falls from the shelf and blocks the seatbelt lock. Trying to free herself, the girl tells her brother to take their mother to the safe house. But inside, death was already rampant. Sparks from faulty wiring ignited the leaves and they are scattered by the wind. Inside the house, the rope, worn out during the granddaughter's last visit, snaps. A flower pot falls and breaks the gas hose. All this leads to a spark flying in as soon as the door is opened, causing an explosion. Darlene manages to push her son away, who is pinned by a log. The mother helps him get out, but she is crushed by a falling pole. The van is overturned by the shock wave into a pond, where water floods the cabin with Stephanie strapped in. It is just her turn to die. Charlie dives in to save his sister and uses a knife found in the locker to cut the belt. However, Stephanie has already stopped struggling and the screen goes dark. The girl regains consciousness outside. Her brother pulled her out and revived her, stopping the death curse. After some time, an old lady, while buying lemonade, accidentally drops a coin from the fountain. She picked it up when Stephanie dropped a coin from Iris's book. It rolls down before jamming the tracks during the switch translation. Charlie is getting ready to go to the prom with his girlfriend. Her father, meeting Stephanie, says that she wasn't clinically dead. Too little time had passed before her brother revived her. At this moment, the relatives realize they haven't lifted the death curse. A multi-ton freight train derails because of the damn coin and rushes straight at them, crushing the pastoral houses around. They run for their lives as logs fly out of the last car, taking their lives one by one. The film ends here.